Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here, my friends, is apparently another Trump assassination. However, this one is not where Trump's life was, I guess you could say, being shot at or stabbed or what have you. It's just, I guess, an attempt, I guess you could say, or was planning to, but never went to fruition. And here's what we have here from the post-millennial. And I'm going to be going over this because, again, it's a little weird. But what we have here is that breaking Pakistani national arrested for a plot to assassinate Trump. DOJ knew about scheme in April. The Department of Justice announced on Tuesday that a Pakistani national has been charged in connection with a plot to assassinate a politician or U.S. government official on U.S. soil. Asif Merchant, also known as Asif Raza Merchant, 46, arrived in the U.S. in April of 2024 after spending some time in Iran. When he arrived in the U.S., he contacted a person who believed could assist him in the plot, with that person reporting Merchant to law enforcement and becoming a confidential source. While the Department of Justice press release did not name the potential targets of the plot, a U.S. official briefed on the matter told CNN that FBI investigators believed 2024 GOP presidential candidate Donald Trump and other current and former U.S. officials were the intended targets. The DOJ stated that Merchant explained the assassination plot to the CS in a New York meeting, telling the CS that the opportunity he had for the CS was not a one-time opportunity and would be ongoing. Merchant made a finger gun gesture with his hand, indicating that the opportunity was related to a killing. Merchant plotted a potential assassination scenarios at the meeting and quizzed the CS on how he would kill a target in the various scenarios, specifically asking the CS to explain how a target would die in the different scenarios, and noting that there would be security all around the person. According to the DOJ, Merchant said the killing would occur after he left the U.S., and that he would communicate with the CS using code words. The CS asked whether Merchant had spoken to the unidentified party back home with whom Merchant was working. Merchant responded that he had and that the party back home told him to finalize the plan and leave the United States. Merchant in mid-June met with the purported hitman who were undercover law enforcement officers in New York. He told the undercover officers that he was looking for three services from them: theft, documents, arranging protests of political rallies, and for them to kill a political person. He said that the hitman would receive instructions on who to kill in the last week of August or the first week of September. On June 21st, Merchant met with the undercover officers in New York and paid them a $5,000 advance, a payment that he received assistance from individual overseas. After receiving the payment, one of those undercover officers told Merchant, "Now we're bonded," to which Merchant replied, "Yes." The undercover officers then stated, "Now we know where we're going forward. We're doing this," to which Merchant said, "Yes, absolutely." After the meeting, Merchant made flight arrangements to leave the U.S. on Friday, July 12th. Law enforcement agents placed Merchant under arrest that day before he could leave the country. This is a little weirdly reported here, written, but I digress. For years, the Justice Department has been working aggressively to counter Iran's brazen and unrelenting efforts to retaliate against American public officials for the killing of Iranian General Soleimani, said Attorney General Merrick Garland. Well, Merrick Garland is the last person we should probably be trusting here, but I digress. The Justice Department will spare no resource to disrupt and hold accountable those who would seek to carry out Iran's lethal plotting against American citizens, and will not tolerate attempts by an authoritarian regime to target American public officials and endanger America's national security. I like how you say authoritarian regime, like the Democratic Party has not been authoritarians for a while now. That's the thing here, and the fact of the matter is that it's pretty kind of funny that General Garland is actually talking about this. This dangerous murder for hire plot exposed in today's complaint allegedly was orchestrated by a Pakistani national with close ties to Iran and is straight out of the Iranian playbook, said FBI Director Christopher Wray. A foreign-directed plot to kill a public official or any U.S. citizen. It's a threat to our national security and will be met with the full might and resources of the FBI. The arrest comes after the attempted assassination of Trump at rally in Pennsylvania on July 13th. Etc., etc. And then we have this here from Laura Loomer saying, breaking. A Pakistani national with ties to Iran has been charged by the Justice Department in connection to a foil assassination plot to kill President Trump. Asif Migrant 46 is accused of traveling to New York City and working with a hitman to carry out the assassinations in late August or early September. The FBI said they believe that Trump and other current and former U.S. government officials were intended the targets of the plot. So, yeah, that's what we have here. And then, of course, you have Bill Mulligan saying, DOJ announces it has charged a Pakistani national with ties to Iran in a plot to assassinate current and former U.S. government officials on U.S. soil in retaliation for the Soleimani killing. DOJ says Asif Merchant flew to the U.S. in April after spending time in Iran, then traveled to New York City to recruit hitmen. They have pics of him gaming out an assassination plot on a napkin while meeting an undercover informant in a New York City hotel room. The FBI had undercover assets to tracking him the whole time, including when he drove around Brooklyn looking for hitmen to hire, and when he handed $5,000 in cash to more undercovers who he thought would carry out the assassination for him. His briefcase had a handwritten note in it with code words he had invented to masquerade discussion about the assassination plot with the undercover agents. His travel records indicate that he frequently travels to Iran, Syria, and Iraq. FBI says he indicated that the party back home had told him to finalize the plan and leave the U.S. He was arrested on July 12th as he was preparing to fly out of the U.S. This is weird, right? Because July 12th, like a couple of days before Trump actually potentially got assassinated here, and this is the guy that we're looking at here, and this is, some of the records that we've seen here where he's planning stuff like this, the $5,000 here of going, and this little note here, this is a business plan and stuff like that. So again, but here's the thing, guys. How is this that we're going to go along with this, that this guy here is actually a natural assassin? Like, $5,000 seems pretty low for assassinating a former president. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. It seems really odd that this is coming out practically at what I would say right after we learned that Iran is about to do a huge missile strike onto Israel, and all the military complexes are up in actual money because all the money is going to the military complexes, and this is what's the scary part here, right? Like, why would anybody that was going to assassinate President Trump for $5,000 even remotely try to do this? It seems that you would be more likely to be paying a lot more for trying to assassinate a current sitting president, including the fact if it was, with a whole bunch of security detail. I don't think $5,000 is going to be enough to assassinate President Trump or any current, any current presidential. Not presidential, but presidential candidate or government official. It'll probably be significantly more. That's the way I would look at things here, and what have you. Especially where the last time where he learned where, this kid over here got, pretty much killed before he was even had a chance to do anything, before he was even escaped, which even that was questionable. It just seems this is just all a little odd. I mean, even some people are saying charging one while letting millions in, don't fall for it. How many are too many? I posted 838 preventable deaths. There have been 1,000 of these preventable deaths over the years, but MSM doesn't report them. That's why I asked to repost and inform people of these preventable deaths. So, did he come in and out on a tourist visa? I have no doubt he was there to kill Trump, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't hired by people he thought was Iranian, but in reality were the CIA. I feel like this is a smokescreen. Makes me wonder how many are here, and there are. And again, more people are saying, I wonder how many got into the country. I'm going to guess the wide open borders. And then, again, somebody says, so when the Democrats try to kill the President Trump again, that can blame Iran. Yeah, so again, a lot of people are talking about, like, they're not believing this, right? They're not believing that this is a possible, that this is a thing. Remember, they did this before, guys, right? They blame Iran for trying to kill Trump beforehand, and now they're going out to blame Iran again, even though we're in I would say, a weird or honest prediction of going to war with them. So, I don't know, guys. This seems a little odd here to me. I don't know about you, but it's not looking like I'm going to trust anything, especially the FBI, of all that matter. It's the same thing that I say this here, right? If you're a company and you're investigating yourself and you find no wrongdoing, it's very questionable that you would want to have a company investigate itself, including the FBI. You have it investigate itself, because they're not going to find any wrongdoing because they're investigating themselves. Why would they out themselves like that? So you can say the same thing here. That why is the FBI saying this? Why is the FBI saying, "Oh, this is an Iranian guy"? And why is it a Pakistani guy? When you have a whole bunch of Pakistani people here that are honestly attacking our government right now, so why aren't you arresting them? They should be a huge threat to any presidential candidate or any government official, yet you allow them to go through. You always have to say with Iran. So I don't know about this, guys. This is a little odd. This is a little weird. And they say they stopped it, but of course they stopped it by somehow a guy that was climbing on a building, and they did all kinds of mistakes there, but somehow a guy from completely overseas on the opposite side of the world, practically, they are able to stop him. Yeah, it's not making a lot of sense. There's a lot of weird shit going on here, guys. I don't believe it, and we should keep an open mind. So yeah, I don't know about you guys, but it's a bit odd. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, 'cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.